n'ogenda ku ssomero n'osoma. I will never forget omuwala bamuyita Kisache Martha.
Kisache Martha.
Mwana gwe Kisache Martha, if you're watching this, wankola bubi, let me tell you this. I remember waliwo olunaku lwe najja ku ssomero nali nzirugala nga uniform yali eddugala. You went up ku parade n'ogamba abalenzi muyige okweyonjako. For example, Isabiri has come to school with a very dirty uniform. Mwana muwala olunaku olwo wali tomanyi byensuze. Olunaku olwo nali nga nasula ku luguudo nga mmaze ennaku 2-3 nga ku luguudo nga sirina wensula sirina wadde naki, but nga nkola n'ofuba okulaba nti bw'ova ku ssomero at least ka evening gundi ko you save and put. Ate nga n'ekirala nammwe emirimu gyange mwalinga mugiraba kubanga n'olumu nasiikanga n'amandaazi ne ngaleetanga ku ssomero ne ngatunda okujja mu school fees okutopinga up.
All right, thank you very much once again for tuning in to this channel. My name is Daniel Mugoya, call me Oga. Today, of course, the unusual content that we normally post on this channel, I normally tell you that when I get various experiences with several colleagues, of course, I try as much as I can that I share the experience with the public. Today, I am having another great friend of mine. I call him Spartacus. I don't know how he calls himself, but me, I've called him Spartacus for the last 15 years. Spartacus. So I've seen him for the last 15 years, but he's going to introduce himself to you because for me, I've known him as Spartacus. Also,
yes.
Yeah. So Spartacus, welcome to the show, and please just say hello to the viewers. I know you have hobbies, you have friends, you have some good viewers here. Just say hello to them.
Yes, hello viewers. My name is Joseph Isabiri Jr., mostly known as Spartacus.
Joel Isabiri Jr.
Joseph Isabiri Jr.
Why Junior?
Junior, actually, Junior was a name that was given to me because, you know, Isabiri, as in us in Busoga, Isabiri, as in it is a title for Salongo. Now, for me, as in my great grandfather, he's called Ndudu. Ndudu. He's in Ghana prince from Ghana ruling family of Busoga, and then Ghana I come from a ruling family from Busoga, and then I come from the lineage of Ndudu, and that Ndudu had the twins, and then they named him Isabiri. Kati when Ndudu gave birth to my Jaja, and then my Jaja gave birth to my, as in when Ndudu gave birth to the father of my Jaja, and then my Jaja gave birth to, and then the father of my Jaja gave birth to my Jaja, and then my Jaja gave birth to my father, and then my father gave birth to me and he named me the other name of Ndudu, who was a son of Wilberforce Nadiope, the first. A bastard son.
So all along for 15 years, I didn't know that you were such a person with a high profile. You originate from Ndudu.
Ndudu, who was a bastard son to Wilberforce Nadiope.
Do you know why? Do you know what? I'm going to shake your hand, but let this be my first time to shake your hand. I have cancelled all the other time that I'd shake your hands because I was shaking hands of a wrong person. Do you believe that? So let me shake your hand once again. Now this is the first time we are shaking hands.
Yes.
I've removed Ndudu.
Ndudu.
What's the spelling of Ndudu?
Ndhu, Ndhu.
Ndhu. Ken.
Yes.
Ndudu. 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 Ndudu.
Yes.
So, Isabiri means Salongo.
Yes.
So now, am I right when I call you Salongo Junior?
You are not wrong to call me Salongo kubanga okyogedde mu Luganda, but cause again when you come to Busoga and then you hear somebody calling Isabirye, it is the same as Salongo. So era tewabaawo nsobi yonna okumpita Salongo Junior.
But now I've been calling you Spartacus for all the time. So why Spartacus?
Spartacus has a long story behind it.
Let's make it short because of time. So
if I'm to make it short, I remember when I'd just joined the senior one. My mother was still alive by then. Everything was as in secondary.
Here.
Yes, actually, I see it got in. They removed it. Start junior school right now, but
from secondary to junior.
Yes, but it was in a bright school. It was sold. So there I had a crush. She was called the Angel, as in may her soul rest in eternal peace.
Sorry.
Then as in she's the girl that took my virginity.
Are you sure?
Yes, and her taking my virginity, that next day I started hearing her friends, her peers calling me Spartacus, Spartacus. And then I was wondering,
after she took your virginity?
Yes, and then I was wondering why are people calling me Spartacus, Spartacus. And then until when one of her friends eventually told me, but we are calling you Spartacus because you are respecting you and whatever. By the way, that name made me get caned by my late mom.
Okay, but you see, I don't want these people to get lost.
Yes.
I want us to connect these things. She took away your virginity. Yes. Then the next day, people were calling you Spartacus. How does it connect? Her friends, how does it connect with virginity?
As in one of her friends, because I was open with her, she openly told me, Mwana. As in Angel told us what, but, and then she named you Spartacus, and then for me, by then, and I didn't know the meaning of Spartacus. Until when I was like, what is the meaning of Spartacus? And then a friend was like, you haven't watched the movie. You go and watch the movie. And then you get to know. Yes. In Ghana.
I remember that.
And then you will get to know where the connection of your name came from. Then after watching the movie, I was like, oh. And then for me, because I was too young, and then I liked the sound of the name Spartacus.
How old were you then by then?
By then, if I'm not mistaken, I was 14.
14 years old?
Yeah, 14 or 15.
So, after watching the movie, what made you understand why they named you Spartacus?
Oga. As in, I watched the movie, and then the movie had in a warrior, and there were some scenes that were 18 and above. And for me, I think that is where she picked it. But 1 month later, she was coming back with her Ngagwe entire family. They were coming back from up country. They got an accident, and the entire family perished until now. Yes.
May her soul rest in eternal peace. She was called Angel?
Yeah, she was called Angel Balimwenda.
Balimwenda?
Yes.
Angela. Balimwenda, yes. Balimwenda Angel.
Yes.
So, you started reconnecting to why they named you Spartacus. Literally meaning that she went into a conversation with your friends, and she shared the light moments. What happened the other night?
It was her friends.
Was it a night?
It was a daytime. By that time, you cannot go at night because you are young. Your mom is there. Your father is there. You have just joined the senior one, and the things are not going on well. Mama akukuba chiboko wano encha kwegamba neggulo akola kiso katinga ebyo byonna byonna mubikola mukwekweka.
You're reminding me. But now,
yes.
You were in school. Was it a boarding school?
I was in there.
You were in there?
Yes.
Even Angela was in there?
Yes. Yes, by then.
So you met outside school?
Yes.
At home? Or?
As in, you know, when I was growing, as in, I was this person who was working, and I used to fight a lot with my mom because my mom didn't want me to work at all, because since young I've grew up being exploited by people. Somebody sends you to do this and they give you little honor money. Those things piss her off. There was a garage where I grew up from. Nalinga njozanga nnyo emotoka ya banga. Ifunga na banga is watching here. Yalina kastalet katono achali yeyo eseta makanika was generators, and as in he had a starlet, it was this old starlet. So katinga he was this person gwe nalinjolezanga emotoka buli lunaku nga nakuwa shillings 10 naye nga mama bwakusanga nga oli mukoza motoka mugenda kwetwala 10 nzijukira namwetolozaako emmotoka eyo nangamba gwe mwana gwe sagala kuddamu kwegambanga gwe sente neze tukola waneno bulijjo azini neze tulya wano siye gwe kwegambanga nazikola lwaki nga gwe nonno nswaza oli mukwoza emmotoka ate nga bakuwa obusente butono but by then I didn't have any choice. So kati mweyo engeri gye twasisinkanangamu.
Okay. So your mom was concerned alaba you were being exploited by these people, the child labor and so on, they're not paying you. But now going back to the late Angela, we are not going to spend a lot of time with Angela because she left the world. But who started the conversation? And because you were all young, how did it start to end up? By the way, it was which term?
That was in December. As in third term, that third term,
December.
But getting the name Spartacus, we were in the holidays.
In the holidays of third term?
Yes.
So you had seen Angela for 1 year?
As in literally for 1 term, because I didn't start the first term. I only joined the second term.
So when you saw her, you became friends?
As in, actually, she's the one that started that.
She's the one who started?
Yes.
So during the fateful day, who started the conversation that we should do this? Like being young?
As in, if I'm to remember very well, we were both innocent. But as in...
Even her, she was innocent?
Yeah, even her, she was innocent. But
as in innocent?
As in real innocent. But there are some things that for them they are just natural. Oga kwegamba omwana we bamuzaala kumakya ne bamuteeka ebbere mu kamwa atandikirawo okuyonka tomugamba kwegamba ntino basika we bati. So as in when as in unlike pose do what?
Attract
each other. So as in kibeera ne mu mwoyo gw'omuntu ne mu science w'omuntu ne feelings. Omuntu akusazeeko mulina we muli mweka muli mu kwogera mukola ki alina amaaso gakutunuuliza body language, of course something changes.
I feel you, and I can literally remember how the body language, I can just imagine. It's just Sparta!
Oga!
Ndudu!
Yes.
I can literally imagine how the body language... Who faced the other, first of all? Who started the contact, the eye contact?
The eye contact, as in, you know, Oga, for me, when I was young, I wasn't so good with words.
You were a bit shy.
No. I have a stutter. And right now, it's just improving.
The stutter, eh?
Yes, as in, but by then when I was young,
it was too much.
It was too much. I think very many girls used to pity me, because this person that could spend like 5 minutes when I'm trying to construct one sentence.
Like 5 minutes?
Like 5 good minutes. I keep saying as in kwegambanga gwe no 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 no. You struggle, you begin hitting down like you do what nechigana sometimes, you know, gamba chiganye, and then you just do whatever, and then out of blue it comes back, and then you
remember that
you begin
hit the word, or
and then you begin you could begin afresh. Like if I'm to say oga, and then I be like, oh azin kwegambanga, oh azin kwegambanga gwe no no, oh gwe no 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 no, oh kati now that was my situation.
Around like which age, if you remember? That was
if I'm to remember, I only remember when it last reduced, but I don't remember when it started. But it started reducing after my graduation at Nkumba. And when I've started involving myself into some, and sometimes I think that maybe smoking weed is the one that cured my worst stammering, because immediately when I started learning how to smoke weed, like real marijuana, and then my stammering started reducing completely. It dropped from being worse to somebody that can speak and the people can take long.
Remember, at what percentage did it drop, like when you started smoking weed? At what percentage from 100? As
in from 100, it kind of dropped like 80%.
80%.
80%.
That was a great improvement.
And that is where many times I get scared that right now oganga gwe no bimanyi buli muntu yenna kasita kimanya nti gundi anywa enjaga. Omuntu ne wabeera nga abadde agenda okukwesiga, omuntu ne wabeera nga agenda kukola ki, gundi kwegamba waliwo kiri eri nti as in perception engeri omuntu gyakulabamu, kwegamba bagirwanyisa government bakoze eki but ntinze we nagiyiga saavumako ku muntu salwanako na muntu sakwata muntu sawemula muntu, but erina engeri gye yanyambako ne reducing okustammeringa kwange, and very many times I'm trying to withdraw from it, but when jivako like after like 2 or 3 months nga sigikozeseza, I go back to the worst stammering.
Are you sure?
To the worst stammering ever. So Kati, I don't know what is the science there.
That one we shall come to understand that science. But again, going back, you are still saying that right from childhood you had that problem of stuttering.
Yes.
So that stuttering, how did it affect you during that time when you were having that light moment with the late Angela?
With the late Angela, Angela, all what I remember, she didn't allow me to talk much because she knew my problem.
And one of the best things in this world is your partner knowing your weakness.
Yes.
And understanding your weakness. That's why people live longer. Even friends, by the way. The moment you understand the weakness of your friend, the person you're living with, you must treat the person, you help the person to go through the weakness, to focus on the weakness, to become someone's strength. But the moment you do away with the person just because of the weakness, then you're letting that person down. So I want to salute Angela in her absence, that she helped you she knew your weakness, and she did not avoid you.
Yes.
That's one of the best things in this world.
And so by then,
just like her name Angela, she was an angel. So okay, let's leave Angela alone.
Yes.
So that day, by the way, you were talking about SETA. Were you guys staying in SETA with your parents or?
Yes. I grew up with my late mom, late Nabosa Florence, the one that gave birth to me, with the Mr. Ibanda Robert Moses, who was a mechanic, and we were living in Seta. And
so who was Moses now?
Moses was my father, Ibanda Moses.
Moses was your father?
Yes.
Ibanda Moses.
Ibanda
and
Moses.
Then
my mother was
Ibanda Moses
Nabosa.
is still alive, eh?
Yes,
so
Moses is still alive, but
the late Nabosa, rest in peace.
yes.
Now the late Nabosa, when did she die?
She died in 2012 when I was in senior 2.
You were already in senior 2?
Yes.
At least you had some good time with her. Although she left the world. It happens.
Yes.
We pray for the best.
Yes.
So you were in Seta. So you are living with her and your dad?
No, as in they had separated with my father.
Oh.
Yes. And then my mother raised us. We were 5 as a single mother. And
5 in a family?
Yes.
Same dad, same mom.
As in we are 4, same mom, same dad. And then one that as in her last born before she died, Ramadan Kanafu, that is the one that we separate the fathers. Yes.
So if this other primary school you studied from Chireka?
As in we started, I started from Seta, as in I started from Seta Umea Primary School along Namiriango Road. And then from there, as in my mother got a job with the Seta Boarding Primary School. By then, Somero lyali lyabagagga nnyo with the late Mr. Sempija, and late Mr. Sempija plus her family, as in plus his family. Olw'omutima omulungi bambi ne balaba mama embeera gye yali ayitamu okutukuza.
Yali akola mulimu ki?
Yali nga afumba mmere eyo kwegamba ku Seta Boarding.
Oh, Seta Boarding.
Yes, and then they gave us as in a scholarship okuva nga gwenono okuva P5 when we joined. That is when our mother started to take that is when as in our mother took the full custody of us, and then they paid for us from P5. We finished P7, and the daughter of late Mr. Sempija, Mamina Mugumya Brenda, I still thank her. Even in my struggling after the death of my mother, I go there, I pick some as in some school fees for high school, and then I could work, and then I top up on that, and then I pay for my school fees.
And what was your dad doing? Because you are staying with your dad. I mean, your dad had already separated with your mom, so he had no responsibilities there?
My father was a talented mechanic, but was also
just talented, but not professional.
As in a talented and professional mechanic, but he's also a talented drinker. Like,
so Sparta, who is a talented drinker?
A talented drinker is the person who just decided to get married to the bottle of Waraja and forgets everything, even forgets that I have family, I have kids, I have this that I must at least sacrifice for, and then I provide for them. And that person, every money he gets, as long as it is enough to satisfy his habit of drinking, that's what he, and that is my father. Eranze okuva mama we yafane tutandika, because I remember I once called him. I wanted some school fees nga mama yakafa. I wanted to top up okuva kuza Mami Brenda ze yalinga nampadde to pay for my senior 3, and my father stood in me. I will never forget this. And my father told me, if you dare come back to me here that you're asking for money for school fees, I will commit suicide, and then I will see whom you will ask school fees. From that day,
you decided not to go?
I decided not to.
Because you wanted to avoid the suicide.
To do what? Yes. And then I started washing people's cars, going in for garbage, as in okukima kasasiro, okuva mu bikomera by'abagagga, okwozanga nga gwe motoka, and then nembikaminga yaya. Then mu kubikaminga yaya, that is when I met Prince Okuyo Joel, kubanga naliko yaya wa daughter way, and that is how we came, and that is
Prince
where
Okuyo?
Prince Okuyo Joel, the husband to Cindy.
Okay.
And after him bringing me into his life, and he brought me, he saw everything that was going on. My life stopped, as in from that day onwards, my life had never been the same. You are a
house helper?
Yes.
For his daughter?
Yes. Nga, I come back from school. I just go, I take care of her daughter Elsie. By then,
how old was the daughter?
As in, the daughter was just months, because Mami Doliyantha Mukasa, by then they were together. She had just given birth to that kid, and then as into Elsie, and then I was in for helping. You know, they are so private. I don't want to go so much deep there. Okay. But that is how I met him.
You met him.
That's how I met him.
Did you spend there with him?
As in, my mother died in 2012. I started that hustle, all that in 2013. Then in 2013, that's when I met Prince, and I was with Prince until when he left SETA, but we still communicated with him until today. We kept that connection.
Spartacus Ndudu has been my friend for quite some time. Some good years, but I've never had time to chat with him, and I've never had time to get to know some of his ways, how he does things, how he has managed to live up to, how old are you now?
Right now, as in on 17th November, I'm making 29.
Making 29 years. So I didn't have some good information about my comrade. So today I decided we can do something on camera, away from the content that we normally publish here. So for those who are watching, of course, logically, you might not understand why we are having this conversation, but with time, of course, give it a try. You'll get to know why we are having this conversation. So, Ndudu, Spartacus, how did you manage to complete school? Of course, with the side hustles and so on, the family of the late Sempija helping you around. So, did you complete O-level and A-level? Did you manage to succeed?
Yes. As in, like how I told you, as in the family of late Mr. Sempija Jokidela was helping out when my mother was there, and then after the death of my mom, I thought everything was going to end. But the family of late Mr. Sempija Jokidela never left me. So nebasigala nga bacha nga nchajjayo emitwala abiri eja school fees, and later mu A-level nebantera koko negaberanga asatu, and then by then nga kwegambanga mfuna school fees yeka from them. By then nga mama afudde we yatuleka nalinga awokusula wali nga wantawanyamuko kubanga waliwo n'ekiseera we nali mbeera we baali bampadde we nava ku ssomero at night nensanga nga kuliko kufulu, then I had to sleep on the streets. Kwegambanga nansula ku nguudo, but nga osula ku luguudo azini ku lubalaza olw'omuntu n'okeera ku makya sawa 11 n'okwata uniform enchafu n'ogiteekako n'ogenda ku ssomero n'osoma. I will never forget omuwala bamuyita Kisache Martha. Mwana gwe Kisache Martha, if you're watching this, wankola bubi, let me tell you this. I remember waliwo olunaku lwe najja ku ssomero nali nzirugala nga uniform yali eddugala. You went up ku parade n'ogamba abalenzi muyige okweyonjako. For example, Isabiri has come to school with a very dirty uniform. Mwana muwala olunaku olwo wali tomanyi byensuze. Olunaku olwo nali nga nasula ku luguudo nga mmaze ennaku 2-3 nga ku luguudo nga sirina wensula sirina wadde naki, but nga nkola n'ofuba okulaba nti bw'ova ku ssomero at least ka evening gundi ko you save and put. Ate nga n'ekirala nammwe emirimu gyange mwalinga mugiraba kubanga n'olumu nasiikanga n'amandaazi ne ngaleetanga ku ssomero ne ngatunda okujja mu school fees okutopinga up. So that is how it was hard.
Which class were you on that day when Chisache?
That was senior 4.
That was senior 4?
Yes, 2014.
Did you get time to talk to Chisache after that?
No. Actually, that day era still nasula ku luguudo, but that was also the day I almost committed suicide for myself.
Because of the humiliation.
Because of the humiliation. And more so, she did not even know what I was going through.
How did you avoid committing suicide?
The way how I avoided committing suicide, Oga, was going, and I regretted. Omanyi eseta otwalinga tusula ku gundi y'ebbajjo. So,
like a furniture place?
No, kwegamba kukubo erigende bajjo. Kati kwegamba kukubo erigende bajjo. Kati bwoyita mu nkoona omwo n'obuuka emyala gy'omwo. Waliyo nga n'akafo nakera ne ke bayita west side. Kati west side nakulanze nga bamanyi nga ndi serebu nnyimba. Nga nyimba sebo nga bamanyi nga gwe nono omuyimbi. Kati waneno mu industry, they know me as a cinematographer. Nobody knows about my music side. Nakulanga nyimba nga mpandika nga mbayimbira. Kati oli naye era kasita yandaba n'agamba Ragamoon, because by then nalinga neita Ragamoon. Kakana nemufuna gundi.
Ndudu.
That ite kwegamba nensanga kapina era nakera nake nalonda nensikamuko. By the way, kampano tulo obulungi that day, as in that following morning. Yes, kwegamba nga bakasudde somewhere nga kanyoka nenkafuna nke giramu nasikamu pafu awo nga 2 nezisooka nezinteekako ku level nengenda ku street ne kati ataawo. That day nentandika to get positive
thinking. Positive thinking.
Nengamba.
So it was like you're rebuilding yourself.
Yes.
You are rediscovering yourself.
And you know when your head, as in when your head is on the floor, your eyes on the ceiling. And then you be like, but I went through this humiliation. Nayo no mwana Martha namukoze eki kale singa teyabyogedde kale singa teyagize.
Was Martha a prefect?
As in she was ngana sanitary prefect. And then ngana was like, I wish I didn't do what, but kwegamba we namala okukuba mukoko kwegamba kapina nengamba kakalo yo ngana ndabirawo agira gundi naye na yereka mfube buli kimu leka nsome leka nkole kibuli balumu ali negomba buli balumu alijjukira ali nkubira essimu okunetondera ali negomba. And then nga I started nga buli kisi we nafunanga mu challenge mu kusoma nga ekintu ekyo kijja mu mutwe gwange nti naye Martha ajja kusanyuka kubanga wadde nga tewagira ki olinanga gwe nono okulaga Martha nti ajja okukwegomba after that time okusinzira ku ekyo kye yakola ekyakunyiza. And that is what, as in that is one of the factors that pushed my academics to go on until where I am today.
I want to thank Martha Chisache for that action of humiliating someone. in most cases, when you are not humiliated, when you don't face through a hard situation, you can't understand how to address hard situations. It is until you go through one of such situations, like what he went through, that he got to know that at one point I can be one of the best people and I shame the devil. And who was the devil? To him at that time it was such a Martha. So Martha, I want to salute you for that humiliation. You were the devil at that time, you succeeded. But at least right now, if you are watching, you must know that the devil is always a liar and you can win at any time. So, Sparta.
Yes.
After taking that, that pinna. That pinna.
Yes.
After taking, then that day you felt so high. You felt some positivity.
Yes, I started getting positivity.
Yeah. So how did you manage to again get the same?
Getting back
the addiction now.
Now, due to that night, I did it out of anger and humiliation. I started feeling guilty the following day kumacha. Era we nakera kumacha nenziruka waliyo oluzi luli mabega wa gate ya seta boarding lwalinga lwansulo. Kumacha okwo kwe nayoleza uniform yange sati ya
avoid the humiliation.
Yes, to avoid again the humiliation. Kumacha okwo kwe nayoleza that white shirt of mine. Yeah? Nenjambala nengenda ku somero. But sayogera naye sakola ki? Kwegamba nentandika okufeelinga nti ate kati I have ngana dream, ate kati ntandise okunywa enjaga, where am I going? Kwegamba I started feeling guilty of the action that I've done. Nengamba no leka ekomao, and at that time gwe gwali ogusose nensoka njiwumuza naddamu okujinywa in the lockdown.
In the lockdown?
Yes.
That's COVID time.
Yes.
So you completed senior 4?
And then I completed senior 4. Then I remember I got 57 points because nalinga nga nkole ya mumbere yo. Then mvantya kwegamba ku street waliwo omukyala bali bamuyita Jajja Mabira. Jajja Mabira kwegamba after when nava kwegamba ku street yali jajja waffe era nga twali tubeerayo koddako naye engeri ti yali jajja waffe ate nga wenakulira mu period eyo nga bantya ate nga yalina abaana abawala ewaka. So kati omwana omwala nze nalinga mutwalanga sister wange ate kati ate ye jajja oba ate ye yakirabanga mukonga birala kati nga jajja ate nga nakugamba gwe junior oyagala ono nga gwe nonno mumuzukulu wange webaka naye wekola ki ate nga olusinga azini so singa gwe nonno olusi nga tokikolangako nga tomugamba nga nako nti wadde omutwalanga sister o like all that. So kwegamba when that situation we yajjanga ndi musinia fonga nsanze Mr. Nyanza nteredeko kufulu out of night preps natya okudda yeye wajjajja nensoka nengamba for those days nasoka nemberakawo olwagira nga ndaba empewo ensuseeko nnyo neyo humiliation ya Martha neyakola ki nengamba but it won't go on like this until senior 4. I have to put my guard down. Nzireyo ewo mukadde oyo neto waze maaso ge anzikirize newe nabeera nga nsula wansi wa dining ye nja kukeranga ku macyankole ng'emirimu nga sinagendanga ku ssomero wenkomawo ndyoke njiribe era bambi Jajja Mabira Mukama akuumuze mirembe naye era teyali mubi naye era we nagenda yo bambi naye era nampa omukisa ogwokubiri era nalinga nsula wansi wa dining ye nga essaawa nze kasitaziwera ssatu nga nfuna ekyokwebika kubanga yoyo nga gwe yampanga n'essuuka ye kwegamba nenfuna n'omukeeka nengenda wansi wa dining mu dining nengira eyo nenebakanga wenva ku makya nenzukuka nentambula paka ku Home Care College na miryango gye natulira senior 4.
All right, that is Spartacus for you. In this first part, we are going to first end this here. But for those who have watched this from the beginning up to now, before you judge Spartacus, because you might need the conversation to continue, we shall have a second part of this.
Yes.
Because we haven't finished, but because of
Yes.
time, we are going to end this part here. Wait to judge someone, because whenever you see someone doing something, always first know why the person is doing such a thing before you just bump into judging. So for you who has picked a point, God bless you. For you who has not picked anything, please, I just beg that you can do some kind of rewinding, and if you're really interested, you can watch again to see if you can pick something. But out of the conversation, I believe that you must have picked something. It is everyone's duty to be that person you want to be, but not blaming anyone else. Spartacus Ndudu. First part we've finished today, and we shall continue with this next time. Thank you very much. See you next time.